Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with another episode of our Expeditions Viking Let's Play. So I was headed to F-Witch between episodes. In the last battle, we had finished the battle, or excuse me, in the last episode, we had finished the Battle of Inglewood, um, where we had to defeat Osred's forces led by Hrodgerda in the forest where Aethelred's camp was, and we did that. Luckily for us, our friend Leofric, who was serving Osred, was basically kept alive. That was good because we kind of liked him. He was a honorable guy, if a little bit rough around the edges. And so I was sitting in camp, and I was planning on not recording any of this, but we just had a like romance thing trigger with Nefja. She and Kettle had been devoted in their like relation level for a while now, and I was wondering when this would happen. But she triggered this little dialogue thing where apparently she had like taken a wound, and we were helping her treat it, and like every opportunity it gave us, or every like dialogue thing, it gave us the opportunity to basically pass her off to somebody else. And I thought this might be it, so I kept going down like the path where we were gonna help her rather than like sending her to somebody else. Like, hey, go have Kettle look at that. So we got this option here with a heart on it, and I think we're gonna go for it and see what happens here. So we're gonna squeeze her other shoulder comfortingly. You feel her muscles relax under your touch, and eventually she places her own hand on top of yours. You sit there for a while, feeling the warmth of the crackling fire. Nefja brushes a strand of golden hair away from her face. What have we gotten ourselves into? We came here because we had no other option. Perhaps that's true, but are we right to come here? This place seems more peaceful than home, more ordered. Are we right to bring our trouble here? Yeah. I don't like that one. This one could be true. Um, but I mean, this is really the truest one, I think. So perhaps things are better here, but we must focus on the future of our clan for now. You're right. People at home are counting on us. She leans over and places a tender kiss on your cheek. No matter how bad it gets, I'll always be here for you. With that, Nefja slings her armor over her good shoulder and saunters off to resume her chores for the night. So we'll have to see what becomes of that. But that's like the first romance option I've had in the game so far. We got a lot of people's injuries treated, but it's weird. It actually gave Ruskva two different groin injuries. I didn't know it could do that. So we basically have to double treat her. You wake in the night to the sound of someone scrambling out of a tent and stumbling over something. Let's grab a weapon and run outside. Nefja is standing outside her tent, sword held up close to her chest, pivoting around herself with a dazed expression on her face. What's going on? She stops turning and blinks at you, uncertain. I think I was dreaming. You both pause and listen for a few seconds, not a sound out of place. There's no one here. She finally lowers her sword. Yeah. She shambles over to the campfire and sinks onto a log. Grabbing a nearby branch, she stirs the flames back to life. We'll sit next to her. You quietly join Nefja on the log. The two of you stare at the embers for a while before she speaks. It's been some expedition. Did you expect all this? Something like it. She nods absent-mindedly, circling the pommel of her weapon with a finger. What were you dreaming? I was sure there were enemies in the camp. You have nothing to fear. Gunnar's on watch. She swings her long legs up onto the logs and turns, leaning back against your shoulder. You're a good friend, you know that? I'm no better friend to you than you are to me. I suppose we deserve each other. She slumps down a little and leans into you, resting her head on your shoulder. Put an arm around her. The kiss itself happens almost without you realizing you're leaning in for it. It's surprisingly tender for such an assertive woman. Your lips part, and a smile twinkles in her eyes. I was wondering when you'd do that. I should have done that long ago. She stands up and stretches with a yawn. A note of honey drips into her voice. I'm going back to my tent. You're welcome to join me. Yeah, we'll follow her. Okay, so I think we've successfully like navigated that romance. I'm curious what this means for later, if this is just sort of like a one-time thing and then her morale is higher. Okay, so I have basically got everybody healed for the most part. Ruskva still has some light wounds. I think everybody else is completely healed though. We're not doing so great on like medicine because we've had to heal so many injuries. I also crafted the best bow we can possibly craft. I don't know who I'm going to give it to yet, but I basically maxed out all the stats to see how much salvage it was, and it was only like 50 salvage, so I figured, what the hell? We've got enough people using bows where I'm sure we could find a use for it. The day is hot and humid, and though they don't complain, your followers are beginning to show clear signs of discomfort. You find a spot in the shade of an old oak to call for a rest, and your people sink onto the damp grass with sighs of relief. You sit in silence for some time and listen to the quiet buzzing of insects. On the other side of the tree, Ruskva lets out a mumbled curse as a wasp circles her head. The healer swings ineffectually at the irritating insect, but that just seems to aggravate the creature. Finally, the wasp seems to buzz off. Ruskva looks rather pleased with herself for a moment, but then her face contorts into a sharp expression of pain. The healer flies up out of the grass, cursing with great vigor and creativity. Are you well? Where did it get you? Her eyes blaze with terror and pain. It stung my back. Shit, it hurts. As she lifts up her shirt, you see the stinger still stuck in the wound, which is already swelling. It looks pretty bad. She might actually need some treatment for this. Oh, fantastic. So now we're dealing with wasp stings. Right, so we're headed to Efwich. We're almost there. Let's see. So everybody's looking pretty good. Asleif was, I think, the worst in the party. He was disgruntled for a while. Now he's hesitant, which I think is better than disgruntled. But Kettle and Nefja are devoted, and everybody else is really, really, content. They're all pleased, I think, except for Morkant, who's indifferent. But yeah, our morale's actually doing really, really well. Chest infection. Yeah, we're gonna have to deal with that. Alright, so here we are. Let's have a chat with Aethelred now that he is king once again. Seated on the throne with Osred's crown on his head, Aethelred finally looks like the king he's supposed to be. He dismisses his advisor with a wave of his hand and stands up to greet you in his hall. King or no, his manners are as brusque as ever. There you are. You never got a proper welcome to Efrwich, isn't that right? Let me get that out of the way first then. Welcome to Efrwich, Hakon of the Danes. God be with you. It seems we missed the Battle of Efrwich. There was no battle. Osred the Fool had left the city entirely undefended to attack us in Inglewood. His forces scattered afterwards, and we simply marched in and took down his banners. Speaking of which, I will not let you go unrewarded for your aid in defending our camp. Wada? Wada whispers something in the ear of his servant, who promptly leaves the hall. One moment, your highness. Very good. Let's see. Congratulations on your return to power. I take it this seals our agreement? Oh boy. Aethelred sighs heavily and delivers himself back into the embrace of his throne. No. Behind you, some of your herdmen start angrily, but the king holds up a hand. I consider you my allies. I will gladly support you politically. But I cannot send my warriors to aid you. Political support can be powerful, but it will not be enough. I thought that might be the case, but it's all I can offer you at this time. The servant returns with a small chest. He places it in front of you and opens it with a flourish. It's filled with treasure. Well, and treasures, of course. Let the contents of this chest serve as my thanks for your services during the Battle of Inglewood. Let's see. What will it take to earn your military support? Supporting you with warriors will not be possible until Pictoland is pacified. Constantine is still struggling to unite the clans and forge an alliance with Dalradia. I don't know where I got that word from. Dalrita? But already Pictoland poses a looming threat. Once the war is over and Pictoland is ours, then we can talk about sending our warriors to supply you in Jutland. That could take months. Such a war may well last until winter. It may. Let's see. I'm getting tired of working as your mercenary. I'm not going to make war on Pictavia for you. That's your right, of course. You were not a subject of mine. You've already done much for me, and you owe me nothing more. But the offer stands should you reconsider. Help me take Pictavia, and I will pledge 10 ships of my warriors to your service. One more thing before you go. I'll be quick. There are certain things you can do to make His Majesty's return to the throne a little smoother. Speak to the alderman Sigga in the courtyard just down the street. He will explain. Oh boy. So we got some money for that, but that's about it. We have a lot of money actually. We've got like 14, almost 15,000 valuables. That reminds me, how's our homestead going? Have we got enough supplies to work on anything here? We could upgrade our farms. It's going to boost our prosperity. 25 wood, 500 valuables. That doesn't seem like a bad idea. Let's see. Take 4 days. Apparently I don't have any... Are we working on something else? Is that why? I don't know. I thought we had another upgrade going, but maybe not. I don't mind upgrading our farms. I've got... How much wood do I have? Oh, I have exactly 25. Well then, banners are going to do what? 2 prosperity. Training ring is going to be 2 power. So the farm I think is the biggest prosperity boost I can get. So let's go ahead and do that. Apparently we don't have any thralls to help out. I don't know where they all went. I had a couple. And let's see. We still haven't even visited the Picts. I'd rather talk to them first. Maybe they'll be more willing to help us in short term rather than, you know, us having to fight another, like a second war on their behalf to take care of them. And then we still need to go back home to visit Nefja's sister and make sure she's not like dead. And then we never made it to Orkneyar, so we need to head to Orkneyar as well and explore that. So I'm not sure what order I want to do this in, to be honest. Let's survey some of our quests and see what we've got. So the King of the Picts, yeah, we haven't sought an audience with him yet. We've never even been to Perth. Lord of Seals, just as I said, we haven't been to Orkneyar. I've heard that this is a very short quest line. It's only about 10 minutes, so that might be worth doing. The final expedition, we need to figure out what happened to our father. We found another... Actually, we should track this because it told us to keep an eye out for more clues, and we did find some, and it's checked that off. So maybe we should see where that leads. We still need to go... Oh, yeah, we need to talk to her while we're here and tell her that the ring is lost. And then we need to go back to Skarin, yeah, to check on Nefja's sister. Sigka wants us to do something. I'm not sure what. And let's see. Okay, so we have to resolve this one way or another. Again, I'm not sure what side I want to join. I only helped Aethelred because he was willing to support us where Osred wasn't. Which is weird because Osred basically ended up supporting Danes anyways, so maybe they got to him, maybe they got to him first, and that's why he wasn't willing to help us. Or he was just sort of a hypocrite and didn't want to get Danes to support him, or didn't want to support Danes until his rival did, and then he was willing to stoop that low to beat him. It obviously didn't work out well for them, but now we find ourselves in sort of like back where we started, because we got money for that, but we didn't get anything we actually needed. So we'll have to figure out where we're going to go from here. Alright guys, so I've returned to the ship and I've decided I think I want to head back to Skarin to check on Nefja's sister, because I get the feeling that that one is time sensitive, and I'm concerned if we don't check back soon enough she's going to die or something, and something will go horribly wrong. And I checked on this and it's actually only going to take us 2 days. I thought it would take a lot longer than that. So it would actually be shorter to go back to Skarin than it would be for us to head to Perth. So we'll do that first, and then I kind of want to go from there to Orkneyar, because I've heard again that that's a really short quest that we might be able to knock out in a single episode. And then once we've done those two things, I want to sail back to Efwich and we'll go talk to the king of the Picts, and then we'll basically decide between those two factions how we're gonna end this. So let's head on back to home, and we'll see how everybody's doing, and then we will make our way back to Britain. Alright, so apparently our ship is so full of valuables that Asleif is worried that we might not be able to make it back with so much gold and silver in our ship. Everybody hold on to your stuff or trust the ship. I don't know. I'm gonna trust the ship. As your ship rides the waves, your cargo shifts violently from side to side, sending several sacks and baskets over the railing. Ah, god damn it. How much did we lose? We lost I think like 2, maybe 3,000 valuables, but we still have a ton. It's not a big deal. During the rough winds, the ship banks unexpectedly. A desperate, piercing shout cuts through the air. Man overboard! Morkant has fallen overboard, and the distance to him is increasing fast. We have time. To be honest, I wouldn't really care if we lost him, but I don't see any reason why we can't turn around. You hurry to hoist the sail and pull out the oars. The Akapid is not the fastest ship, and it strains through the sharp turn. It takes a while to reach Morkant, but you finally manage to pull him back aboard. Egil quickly throws a blanket over him. Through clattering teeth, he thanks you profusely. Took you long enough, but thank you. Okay, so here we are. Let's have a chat with Nefja and see what's going on here. It looks like her sister's still alive. She's writhing around in that bed. Nefja kneels beside her sister's bed, holding her hand gingerly. She's been crying. Euphura looks paler than ever. I was right. My dream was right. What's happened? It's the same cursed disease. I have to do something. We have to do something to get rid of this once and for all. Euphura smiles her sad, tired smile. Don't cry, Nef. As long as Mother still has you, I accept my death. Don't say that. You're not going to die. I'll ask Hulda about this. Perhaps she has some idea how to treat it. Thank you. We have to do something. Euphura has fought too hard and too long. I won't lose her now. Okay, well, we're going to have to figure that out. So we've been intercepted. The couple waiting in front of your longhouse look vaguely familiar, but you don't manage to place them until the woman locks eyes with you and closes the distance. They're the desperate parents you met in front of the troll tree in the marsh. There you are. She bows deeply in front of you. You saved our son. Behind her, the husband gently pushes a young boy toward you. He looks quite shy. This is the man we told you about, who wisely shared the medicine in the marsh. Do you have anything to say to him? The boy stares at his feet as he speaks. Thank you, Thane. Let's see. It was the right thing to do. You didn't have to come all the way here just to give thanks. We had to make the trip so our son could see the face of his savior. We have another child on the way, a son. With your permission, we'll name him Hakon. I would consider that a great honor. The husband joins his family before you. In his hand, he carries a bundle of silver trinkets, tightly wrapped in wool. We brought you this gift from our whole village. Please accept it with our eternal thanks. Thank you. I don't really need it, but okay. 756 valuables. That almost makes up for what we lost at sea. Another long sequence of bows and thanks follow before you manage to extricate yourself from the small family. They wave happily back to you as they leave for Skarin, or as they leave Skarin. Okay, so back to Hulda. Hello, my dear. Yours is a face I don't see too often. Do you need Hulda's help? Nefja's family does. The Hellzot is back. Oh no, how awful. I was so sure we were finally rid of that old curse. I've tried just about everything I know, and everything known by anyone else whose opinion I value. I'm so sorry, my boy, we're out of options. There must be something we haven't tried. I don't know, perhaps. This whole mess began when Holman, bless his spirit, returned with your father from an expedition to the far north. It's possible the people of the north know how to treat this Hellzot. My travels will not take me to the Northlands, but Pictavia is quite northern, and in many ways they are like us. I might ask in Perth. Hulda's eyes glaze over a little bit. Yes, very good, dear. She just stands there for a bit, smiling and waiting for you to go on. She's clearly lost track of the conversation. Thanks, Hulda. I'll see you again. You're always welcome here. Okay, so apparently we've got another quest that's going to take us to Perth Anyway, I'm glad that I did this first because we probably would have had to go back there otherwise. So it's nice to sort of knock this out. And now we have, more reasons to go to Perth than we already did. And I think I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here. Like I said, next time we are going to sail to Orkneyar because I've heard that we should be able to take care of that really quickly. And then from Orkneyar, we will head to Perth to talk to the leader of the Picts. We'll also check in about this disease. And then we can sort of decide whether we want to side with the Picts, whether we want to side with the Northumbrians. I'm a little bit upset with them after they sort of... I mean, they did pay me, but they didn't really... Like, supporting me politically, what does that even mean? Is he going to come, like... I don't know. I don't even know. But, yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I had a great time playing some Expeditions Viking with you, and I look forward to seeing you guys back here for the next episode.